So, welcome back to YBM, Young, Black, and Married. Our vision was to do this on a more regular basis. This is officially episode 2. Episode 1 was a few months back. Unfortunately, life happened. I've done quite a bit of travel,
Yes.
which has kind of been a hurdle. School, kids, all that good stuff has happened. I'm sure everyone can understand and relate. So we apologize, but we're back on it.
We're back.
And we're going to make it do what it do. We're going to maintain our commitment. So today's topic, date nights. So date nights are very important.
Very.
And I think people say, oh yeah, date nights are very important. You got to go on a date. But let's kind of have some candid conversation about date nights.
Okay.
And kind of their importance. Yeah. What do you think the importance is of date nights?
I think the importance of date night is to, on a regular basis, make a conscious effort to connect with your spouse, because like we said earlier, life happens, and during those life occurrences it could change a person. Mm-hmm. And no matter how big or small. Yeah. It could be as big as having a child to as small as
things happening at work.
Things happening at work. Thank you. So that will affect the person in some way and will change them in some way. Their mindset may change, their personality may change, and if you don't take time to connect with the person to learn that, then that can cause problems. Mm-hmm. So like, I could tell when you're having a bad day at work, because I feel like we connect enough for me to know when I call you and you're just you're not rude, but you at the same time very short. You do take time to talk to me, but your answers are, you're kind of short with your answers, not in a rude way, and I know that's okay. Some of either it's very important having to work, and I'll find about it later, so I'll let you go. So I think those kind of things that I've learned by us taking that time to know each other, to take time to reconnect. So the importance is, like, and again, my fear is that when our youngest goes away for college, I look at you and I'm like, now who are you again? Yeah. Cause I want my whole life to be evolved around my kids or our kids, where when they leave,
they're your kids.
when my kids leave me, I'm stuck with you. No, just so I don't want to look at you like, who in the world are you?
Like that show, Who the Bleep Did I Marry?
Or be like, okay, hold on, you were not the same person I married 18 years ago, and we're not supposed to be the same person. And if we took the time out to date in our marriage, then we will always be abreast and always up to date on who we marry. Mm-hmm. So that time comes when it's just us. We're not looking at each other like, who are you and why did you change?
Yeah. And
not realizing you've changed yourself.
Right.
So you can't expect one person to stay the same while you're changing. Because even if that happened, that would be a problem in itself. Like, then you get upset, why did I change? I went through all this change. And you say the same.
Yeah.
So that can be an issue. So date night is very important. Therefore, you can keep abreast of the changes of each other. And you can tweak your marriage to where the change fits and works. Or you understand that you can grow within that change. As opposed to being like, deuces, I'm done. I don't like change.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then also with date nights, I think another portion is definitely do, like I say, single date nights where it's just you and your spouse. But also doing date nights with other couples that are of the same caliber.
Like-minded, we'll say that. Like-minded.
Like-minded. What's wrong with caliber? I like that. Big words.
We own it.
That's right. And so you want to make sure that, when you have date nights with other couples, mm-hmm. that those other couples have similar things in common. Right. I mean, don't, get a mirror couple, someone does exactly the same thing, because you want to be able to expand your horizons.
Right.
But you do want to be able to kind of fellowship with couples that think like you, and you guys can kind of feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Because you want to see, okay, well, me and my wife aren't the only ones that's having a dispute. I'll just say over what time the kids go to bed,
Right.
for sake of conversation.
Right. Or how long they should go away on vacation with grandparents, or who? Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
So you want to, have those other couples that you can see what they're going through. You can share some of the concerns that you're having, and vice versa, and you can kind of get feedback from someone who either is going through it at the same time or has been through it. And they can say, well, you could try this. But I think that those other couples have to be similar to you, because if you go to another couple that you feel like, or hang out with another couple who you feel like, they really aren't on the same level we're on, you might not be as receptive to that constructive feedback that they're giving.
Right.
So I think it's very important that you, not only for date nights, I mean, just in general, you want to have couples that are of the same caliber, like-minded.
Yeah.
To fellowship on a regular basis, even if it's just you guys chat on the phone, whatever it may be, you want to have those similarities so that you guys can kind of feed off each other and continue to encourage other couples to kind of go to the next level and strengthen their marriage the same as you are. So, what has been your most memorable date night since you've been married?
Oh, somebody.
To me. Don't give me date night memories of
Somebody else.
before marriage.
Shoot. Oh, that too. My most memorable date night since been married. I don't have a specific one.
I'm not important enough.
No. I was saying I don't have a specific one because they're all to me. And I'm not trying to spit game. I'm really
spit that game. Every day night's important to me, baby.
It is. Every day night is important. And every day night is different to me only because I feel like every date night we have something has happened to where we do have our date night, we connect again. So it's fun for me. Every date night is not, I mean, even though we don't do the same thing every date night, but I enjoy them equally because it's a chance where we can just leave kids home and just do us. Yeah. Mine was back in high school, kind of like going to Six Flags and just be me and you hanging out. So it kind of like brings back nostalgic memories. It's not the actual date night, I don't think. It's what we're doing. It's just the fact that we're together without the extra kids. I want this. Can I have that? Can I have some of this? I'm hungry. It's just nice just to be back to how it was before we had kids.
Yeah.
So, what is your most memorable?
All of our date nights are memorable.
You can't use my line. I already used it. It doesn't hold the same weight when you try to use my line.
I think my most memorable date night, and I guess it really wasn't like a date night, it was more of a celebration, but was for your birthday when I took you to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Had everybody on Facebook, all the friends, everybody was in on it, thinking that we were going to Chick-fil-A for your birthday.
I got dressed up in a dress. I got my makeup on and my hair and everything. This dude pulls up in front of Chick-fil-A, right. Actually gets out the car, because I actually sat there for a minute okay, this dude has to be kidding. And I'm very emotional. So my eyes, I knew, were probably glossy, couldn't get ready to cry. And it wasn't the fact that we're at Chick-fil-A. I think it was more the fact that I took so much time out of my day to get ready for this. And we put Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. Shoot, if we would, if you just said, but we're going to Chick-fil-A, I would have been fine. But don't have me getting all dressed up, acting like we're going to some 5-star restaurant. And then you pull So that's what happened. Yeah, that was awesome.
So we actually didn't eat at Chick-fil-A.
No,
we went to the Nikado Hibachi Grill. Yeah. And actually had another one of our couple friends. So that was most memorable because it was all of a surprise. And I had a lot of people involved, and I had built up the anticipation of Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
And just to see your face when I pulled up and got out of the car at the Chick-fil-A, you was just like, no, this fool did not bring me to Chick-fil-A.
Dressed up. Like, I think that was the whole thing. I was dressed up.
So that was my most memorable.
Aww.
Because it to see your face go from like this humongous frown because you were really upset that I went to Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
and then we get to the hibachi grill and you were just like, oh, this is so nice, thank you.
Yeah.
So glad it wasn't Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
So that was one of my most memorable, just because of the whole.
Oh, now I have one then. Not you say that.
Now you wanna come
Yep,
up with one.
I have one. Now I usually either am not working, so I don't have money like that to spend on you or to do things for you. So the time we went to Charleston, and basically I paid for everything, the hotel and food and everything. I felt really good to be able to do that for you. And I even drove majority of the way. I won't say all, but I drove majority of the way. So that was a big compliment because I usually don't drive anything over 20 minutes.
Right.
Because I fall asleep.
Yep.
So that was awesome for me to be able to do that for you. And I think that's what date nights are. I think date nights are actually for yourself. I think sometimes date nights would be doing something for the other person that you normally wouldn't do on a regular basis. So that was awesome. So what I'm going to ask from our viewers is to send us your most memorable date night. It could be if you're engaged, or you're dating, or courting, you're married. What is your most memorable date night? I mean, one of the ones that, every time you think of it, puts a smile on your face, kind of memorable. You don't have to go into deep detail because, if it's that memorable, then we kind of know that something may have happened. But at least give us, fireworks and whatnot. But, yeah, we don't need to go that deep. Just give us your most memorable date night. Or if you have something that you would like, heard about, like, oh, this sounds cool to do, but you haven't had a chance to do it, put it out there because we are always open for suggestions. We don't like doing the same things over and over again. So definitely would love to try. Trust me, if you did something that's memorable and that's awesome, we should try that. We most likely will try it and definitely come back and give y'all some feedback and put back out there and let y'all know what kind of what memories were given to us, so therefore maybe y'all can try them. It's awesome to hear what people do and try it for yourself and see how fun and how different it was for you. So you can email those to us at ybm4ever@gmail.com.
Yep. And we'll put them up. If you want your name out there, then we'll do that. If you rather not have your name out there, then we won't put it out there. So if you want us to say this is from John Smith, then please say you're free to say my name. Otherwise, I won't say your name. And also on that same token, we've been talking for 10, 15 minutes or what have you, but we don't want to come across as we're the authority on marriage. Our vision is actually to just be that platform where we can just candidly talk about marriage. YBM is Young, Black, and Married, and there's a lot of us who get married and we have a wedding. And then we're like, oh crap,
what do we do now?
What do we get into?
Yeah.
And so we want to discuss those things.
Right.
And I mean, I'm open to discussing things that may be difficult because that conversation needs to happen.
We don't.
So go ahead.
I thought we don't want it to be where it's always the same topics. No matter everywhere you go, everybody's talking about the same thing, which is good because you get different opinions and different aspects of this one topic. But at the same time, we do need to speak of what's important, but maybe the elephant in the room, because those elephants, the reasons why some of these marriages are being torn apart. So if we don't speak on it, if we don't bring it to the forefront, if we don't be candid, if we don't be honest, those things will never be addressed, and you'll never know how to work through them, and that can definitely ruin a marriage. So, of course, we would definitely love to keep this upbeat and funny and fun,
Yeah.
but sometimes we do know those are topics like physical abuse and in sexual abuse and things of that nature that needs to be spoken about spoken about that may be hard to talk about, maybe even hard to hear, but it's very important to be said, because we don't want to leave anything out there by chance. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to stop divorces before they're even thought about. Divorce should be a very last resort. The Bible says only very few reasons why you should get divorced. Incest, adultery, and physical abuse. Those things I totally agree. If you say you want a divorce because if one of those things are happening, I agree. But just because there's no money in the bank, or this dude said I'm ugly, yeah. Those things should not be. It's so trivial and that should not even be a factor. Yeah. So we want to be able to be that platform where we could talk about anything and everything, and it's not one sided. Yeah. Our viewing audience had to say so too. Yeah. And we will put that out there. Good and bad, all different aspects. People who agree, people who don't agree. We just want to be the platform, like you said, to have this discussion, and we're just going to be the faces of everybody else's opinions, and of course give our own. And as time goes on, and we get these questions beforehand, we'll definitely start bringing some biblical scripture into it, so therefore you guys can read for yourself and research for yourself, because that's very important. Don't take our word for it. Read it for yourself.
So send those in as well. Email ybm4ever@gmail.com. Again, if you want your name out there, that's fine. If you don't want your name out there, that's fine as well. I'll just say John Doe. I'll be John Doe, and we'll discuss those things, or at least start off that conversation. So if you or your spouse, whether you're watching it separately or you're watching it together, you can say, well, what do you think? Yeah. Just kind of, it causes that conversation to begin, to happen. So send that to us.
Yeah.
Cool. So again, this is episode 2 of Young Black and Married, YBM Forever. Yeah. Life happened. Life will probably happen again. But we're going to make sure that we maintain our commitment to continue to bring forth the platform, opening up conversation. Yeah. If it's something that we have going on, if it's something that our wonderful audience brings to us, we'll be sure to discuss that.
It's quality and not quantity. Ooh. Yeah, I'd rather have a quality show as opposed to having a bunch of shows.
For 3 minutes.
Exactly.
This is YBM, and we're out.
Yeah.
So how to get us? YBM4ever@gmail.com. Twitter is YBM4ever. Mm-hmm. Facebook is YBM4ever. YBM Forever. That's where we are. You can get us. Anything?
No, I think that's it. And I hope you all have a blessed, I would say, days and weeks ahead. I hope you didn't see till I see you again. What's that? Till I see. What's that song? Till I see you again.
I feel like you're getting ready to break out with the MICKEY.
MOUC. I think they
and do it. We're out. Smooches.
Love you.